Isabella stood at the edge of the bustling city square, feeling a mix of excitement and trepidation. At 35, she was a talented artist, but often plagued by self-doubt. She had been invited to an exclusive art exhibition at the prestigious Beaumont Gallery, a place she had only dreamed of entering. Tonight was a chance to showcase her work, and despite her nerves, she knew this could be a turning point in her career. As she wandered through the gallery, admiring the various pieces, she felt a presence beside her. Turning, she saw a tall, impeccably dressed man with piercing blue eyes. He looked every bit the part of a wealthy patron. "Beautiful, isn't it?" he said, nodding towards a striking sculpture. Isabella smiled shyly. "It is. The artist has captured something truly profound." He extended his hand. "I'm Alexander Beaumont, and you are?" "Isabella Martin," she replied, shaking his hand. "I'm one of the artists featured here tonight." Alexander's eyes lit up with interest. "Ah, so you're the talented Isabella. Your work is extraordinary." They spent the evening talking about art, life, and their passions. Alexander's charm and genuine interest in her work made Isabella feel seen and appreciated in a way she hadn't before. As the night drew to a close, Alexander invited her to dinner the following week. Their relationship blossomed quickly. Alexander was attentive, thoughtful, and incredibly supportive of Isabella's career. He took her to exclusive events, introduced her to influential people, and bought several of her pieces for his private collection. Yet, despite his affluence and influence, Alexander remained a mystery. He was often guarded about his past, and Isabella sensed that he was hiding something. One evening, while they were having dinner at Alexander's luxurious penthouse, Isabella noticed a framed photograph on a side table. It was of Alexander with a beautiful woman, their arms around each other. "Who is she?" Isabella asked, trying to sound casual. Alexander's expression darkened. "That's Victoria. She's someone from my past." Before Isabella could ask more, Alexander changed the subject, and the moment passed. But the image of Victoria lingered in her mind, sowing seeds of doubt and confusion. Their relationship grew more intense, both in passion and in conflict. Isabella loved Alexander deeply, but his secrecy and the presence of Victoria haunted her. She began to feel insecure, wondering if she could ever truly know him. One stormy night, after a particularly heated argument, Alexander finally opened up. "Victoria was my fiancée," he confessed. "She died in a car accident 3 years ago. I've struggled to move on since then." Isabella's heart ached for him. "Why didn't you tell me?" "I was afraid," Alexander admitted. "Afraid of losing you if you knew how broken I am." Isabella took his hand. "You don't have to be perfect, Alexander. I love you, flaws and all." Their bond strengthened as they navigated the challenges together. However, Isabella couldn't shake the feeling that Victoria's shadow still loomed over their relationship. One afternoon, while Alexander was away on a business trip, Isabella received an unexpected visitor. A woman who looked strikingly similar to Victoria stood at her door. "Hello, I'm Evelyn," the woman said, Victoria's sister. Isabella invited her, in feeling a mix of curiosity and apprehension. Evelyn revealed that she had been estranged from Victoria for years and had only recently learned about her sister's death. "I wanted to meet the woman who has captured Alexander's heart," Evelyn said. "He deserves to be happy again," as they talked. Evelyn shared stories about Victoria, giving Isabella a deeper understanding of the woman who had once been so important to Alexander. It was a bittersweet experience, but it helped Isabella find peace with the past. When Alexander returned, Isabella told him about Evelyn's visit. "She gave me a sense of closure," Isabella said. "I understand now why you've struggled. But I also believe we can create a future together, free from the shadows of the past." When Alexander returned, Isabella told him about Evelyn's visit. "She gave me a sense of closure," Isabella said. "I understand now why you've struggled. But I also believe we can create a future together, free from the shadows of the past." Alexander embraced her, tears in his eyes. "Thank you, Isabella, for your patience, your love, and your understanding." Their relationship continued to flourish, built on a foundation of trust and mutual respect. They faced their challenges together, knowing that their love was strong enough to withstand any obstacle. In the end, Isabella and Alexander found a love that was fierce and unwavering, a love that embraced both the joys and the sorrows of life. And as they walked hand in hand through the city square where they had first met, they knew that their story was just beginning. Isabella and Alexander's life together seemed perfect as they embraced their future. However, fate had more in store for them. A few months into their newfound happiness, Isabella discovered she was pregnant. The news filled their hearts with joy and anticipation. Alexander was ecstatic, doting on Isabella and preparing for their child's arrival with unparalleled excitement. But as Isabella's pregnancy progressed, she began to feel a restlessness she couldn't quite understand. One afternoon, while attending a prenatal yoga class, she met David, a charming and attentive man with a warm smile. They struck up a conversation, and Isabella found herself drawn to his easygoing nature and genuine interest in her well-being. What started as friendly chats over coffee after class soon turned into secret meetings. Isabella felt guilty, but also alive in a way she hadn't in years. She rationalized that it was just a harmless distraction, a way to cope with the overwhelming changes in her life. Alexander, preoccupied with work and preparations for their baby, noticed Isabella's growing distance, but attributed it to the stress of pregnancy. Little did he know the real reason behind her withdrawal. One evening, Alexander returned home early and found Isabella's phone buzzing with a message from David. The truth hit him like a sledgehammer, but he chose not to confront her. Instead, he internalized his pain, and the stress and heartbreak took a toll on him in an unexpected way. He lost his voice. Doctors were baffled by Alexander's sudden muteness. He underwent numerous tests, but no physical cause was found. Therapists suggested it might be psychosomatic, a manifestation of deep emotional trauma. Isabella was distraught, not knowing that Alexander had discovered her infidelity. As Alexander's condition persisted, he withdrew into himself, communicating only through notes and gestures. Isabella, overwhelmed with guilt and confusion, desperately tried to support him while grappling with her own secrets. Their once vibrant home became a place of silence and unspoken tension. Isabella continued to see David, torn between her illicit affair and her responsibilities to Alexander and their unborn child. During one of their secret meetings, David noticed Isabella's distress. "What's wrong?" he asked, concern etched on his face. "It's Alexander," she admitted. "He's lost his voice, and no one knows why." David frowned. "Maybe it's stress, the baby, his work. It must be a lot for him." Isabella nodded, tears welling up. "I feel like I'm drowning, David. I don't know how to fix this." Days turned into weeks, and Alexander's condition showed no improvement. Desperate for answers, Isabella arranged for them to see a renowned therapist specializing in psychosomatic disorders. The sessions were grueling, forcing both of them to confront buried emotions and unspoken fears. One evening, after a particularly intense session, Alexander handed Isabella a note. "I know about David." Her heart stopped. "Alexander," she stumbled. He shook his head, tears streaming down his face. The betrayal had cut deep, and the weight of it had rendered him mute. In that moment, Isabella realized the full extent of the pain she had caused. Determined to make amends, Isabella broke off all contact with David and focused on mending her relationship with Alexander. She poured her heart into their therapy sessions, opening up about her fears, insecurities, and regrets. Slowly, Alexander began to heal. Though his voice remained silent, his gestures and notes spoke volumes. He forgave Isabella, not with words, but with actions, showing her that their bond could endure even the deepest wounds. As their baby's due date approached, the couple faced the future with a renewed sense of hope. Isabella's love for Alexander grew stronger, grounded in the understanding that true love required resilience and forgiveness. On a crisp autumn morning, Isabella went into labor. Alexander stood by her side, holding her hand and offering silent encouragement. When their daughter, Emma, was born, the room was filled with the sound of her cries, a poignant reminder of the power of voice and the strength of their love. In the weeks that followed, Alexander's voice slowly returned. It started with a whisper, then a word, and soon he was speaking in full sentences. The doctors were amazed, but Alexander and Isabella knew the real reason. Their love had healed what was once broken. Together, they navigated the challenges of parenthood, drawing strength from their shared journey. Isabella never forgot the lessons she had learned, and she cherished every moment with Alexander and Emma, grateful for the second chance they had been given. Their story was one of love, betrayal, and redemption, a testament to the enduring power of forgiveness and the unbreakable bond of true love. Thank you for listening. Have a great day or a good night.